Good morning, and welcome to the Calgary Centre for Spiritual Living. My name is Connie, and I am one of the practitioners here. This morning, I am going to guide us into a flower meditation. Some of you may wonder, what does metta mean? Metta is a term which refers to one of the 10 perfections of Buddhism, and is the first of the 4 Buddhist virtues. For example, it can be translated as friendship or loving kindness. So let us now come together in loving kindness as one. Let's ground ourselves by taking 3 deep breaths in and breathing each one out slowly and at your own pace. And once you're comfortable, allow your eyes to close. You may take a moment to make any adjustments to your posture if needed. It can be helpful to have your back straight, yet keep the muscles relaxed. Begin to imagine you are in a beautiful garden. As a creator, visualize however this garden you want it to look. You might imagine what trees and flowers are there. Perhaps there is some grass and a blanket or a bench to sit on. Allow yourself to create a space of beauty where you feel safe. Take a moment to look around this space, this place that you have created. You might notice the feeling of the sun on your skin. Or you might hear the wind in the trees or birds chirping. Maybe you smell the scent of flowers in the air. Allow all of your senses to engage as you take in the garden. When you feel ready, begin to imagine that someone you care about is sitting in the garden with you. It might be a friend, a family member, or a teacher. Someone who it is easy for you to feel goodwill towards. You don't need to find a particular person, just going with whoever arises. Imagine this person's face as you sit, looking at one another. Give yourself a moment to take them in. Then you slowly rise up from where you are sitting, and you begin to walk around your garden. You are searching for some item to give them as a symbol of your goodwill for them. You might find a flower or a leaf. Which reminds you of them. When you find the item, take a moment to look at it. You can turn it over in your hands, taking in the color and texture. You might even imagine lifting it to your nose and smelling it. You then walk back through your garden to the place where the other person is sitting. You sit down with them and hand them this token of your kindness. And as you hand it to them, you say, "May you be happy. May you be safe. And may you be at ease." You sit here with them for as long as you like, repeating these words to them. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be at ease. And when you feel ready, just imagine this person gently fading away from your garden. Take another moment to stand in the garden and look around. Once again, you might notice the sound of the wind or the birds. The rustling of tree leaves. You might still feel the sun tickling your face and skin. Allow yourself to take in all the vibrant colors of your garden. Now imagine that someone comes into the garden who cares about you a great deal. Again, this might be a friend, a mentor, or a partner. You can imagine this person is sitting in the garden with you. And you are sitting there, facing one another. Taking each other in. The other person then slowly stands up and begins to walk around the garden. They are looking for something to give to you, which symbolizes their care for you. Maybe they find your favorite flower or fruit. And imagine that they find this object and walk back to where you are sitting. The other person then sits back down and gently hands you this item. And as they hand it to you, they say to you, "May you be happy. May you be safe. And may you be at ease." You take a moment and look at the item they have just given you. Maybe you turn it over in your hands. You can take in the color and texture. Allow yourself to receive this person's care and kindness as they offer you phrases of goodwill. Allow yourself a moment to take one last look around your garden. Remember that whenever you need it, you can return to this place. This sacred, beautiful place of safety is always within you. And as you have this lasting moment, you gently fall away from this image for the time being. And with this feeling of safety and love, and when you are ready, slowly bring yourself back to this room. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Gently stretch your neck by moving your head side to side. Then open your eyes. Thank you for joining today's meditation. Namaste.
One, two, three, love is but a song we sing, feels the way we die. We can make the mountains ring, make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, we may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Some will come and some will go. We will surely pass. When the one who left us here turns again and laughs, we are but a moment's sunlight, still fading in the grass. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. If you hear the song I sing, you will understand. We hold the key to love and fear right in our trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. Set your command. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now.
Good morning. Am I on? Yeah. Now it's on. I think it's on. There we go. Now I'm on. Yay! Okay. So my name's Lance Rath. I'm your guest speaker today and the MC. So lucky you. And I concentrate so much on my talk, I forget what this beginning part I'm supposed to do. So thankfully there's slides to remind me. So I just want to welcome everyone here to the Calgary Centre for Spiritual Living today, in person and those online. We truly believe that everyone is on their own path to the greater higher power, their own path with their higher power. And this slide is just to remind everyone that we actually completely honor all paths. So wherever you are on your spiritual journey, I just want to make sure you feel welcome here. If there is anybody who's brand new and would like to be brave enough to raise their hand, we just have a little brochure we'd like to give you if you would like one. Anyone?
Oh, there's another one. This is
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
Good. Good. All right. So when we start things off, we do like to just kind of get into the mood and have a Kong song is what we call it. So if everyone's ready, just stand up if you like and sing along.
1, 2, 3.
Take a look at the person next to you.
The person next to you.
Now recognize the God in you.
Recognize that God in you.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
We come together.
couple quick announcements. Dr. Pat will be teaching the Foundations course, and that's going to start on October 10th. It is a 10-week course. The cost is $295. We do a thing called priceless pricing, which means you can pay $45, check out the course, and stick with it. And if you do, and you find it's really valuable for you, then by all means, you can make some payments afterwards to get up to that $295 or not. So just want to make sure you know about that. If you want to register for it, there's a link on the website. We'll put a link in the newsletter soon. And you can also talk to me after service or send an email to office@calgarycsl.org. Not on the slide, but we do have the Loops of Joy are restarting again next Sunday. So those of you who may not know what that is, this is a group of people. I was going to say ladies, but it's not necessarily ladies. It's a group of people that make items for primarily two things. They make winter toques and things like that for the homeless in our city, and there's various organizations that they donate those toques to. And they also make bags, fabric bags for people in hospices so that they can have their belongings transferred and moved in a way that's not just a garbage bag. So Rosalie, thank you for leading that group, and thanks for starting up again. And then we do have our regular community groups. So on Saturdays at 10 o'clock, I believe, 10 o'clock a.m., Sandra and Neil Butler host a saging circle, and that's for people that are 55-ish plus that want to really delve into living a more spiritual life, an intentionally spiritual life for themselves. And that's what this group is designed around. There's also the Consciousness Seekers. That's starting up in a couple of weeks, and that's Ron Hahn, practitioner Ron Hahn. He's been doing this for quite a while now. Both of these groups are online, the Saging Circle and the Consciousness Seekers. And the Consciousness Seekers is really for people that just want to, again, dive into their spirituality on a deeper level. And then every Wednesday at noon, Dr. Pat hosts a little bit more of an informal get-together called Coffee with Dr. Pat. And it's for an hour, just an opportunity to connect with her and with the other members of our community. All right. I'd like to invite Connie Chow to come up to the stage, as well as all of our other spiritual practitioners and ministers, and we'll just get into the more sacred time of our service here.
The sea, the sky, you and I, each the face of God. The sea, the sky, you and I, each the face of God.
The sea and the sky. It is the face of God, and it is all one. It is infinite life, divine love, and divine intelligence. It is only good, and it is that one breath that breathes life in and through everything, every single living organism on this planet. It is ever present everywhere. It is never not happening. It is every minute, every hour, for eternity. And in this one love, this one divine intelligence, I know that I am it, and it is me. There simply is no separation. And that I am that one breath. That I am that living organism. And that one heart. That sea, the sky, the ocean. And everything in between. And everything all around. And so for what I know for myself, I do always know that it is for every single one of us here. Again, there's simply no separation. We are all connected in that one breath, in that one love, and one supreme energy. We are a powerful force. And we represent all of these things in that one. And so knowing this, we definitely, absolutely are whole, perfect, and complete. And in this perfection, I'm just so grateful as I stand behind it and I stand in it with everyone here. And so with conviction, I do release my word into the law, knowing that it is already done as spoken. And together we can affirm, and so it is.
The sea, the sky, you and I, each the face of
All right, so we will recite our vision statement together. The Calgary Centre for Spiritual Living is a beacon of spiritual illumination that inspires individuals to reveal their wholeness, co-creating a world that works for everyone. And how do we do that? It's through our mission statement. The Calgary Centre for Spiritual Living makes accessible a way of living and thinking that reveals one's spiritual magnificence and personal power. We co-create an inclusive community that fosters an expansion of consciousness. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie. Full treatment. And before everyone drops off here, I just want to point out that anyone who's wearing one of the stalls, so the fancy looking scarves, is somebody that if you want to spend a few minutes after service talking about a personal matter or just want to explore a spiritual matter, it could be both, you're welcome to approach one of them after service. Thank you, everyone. All right, now we'll all get off the stage for a couple minutes and we'll let our band rock a tune out here.
This world is full of hearts yearning to make some changes. We'd like to change the world. It's getting out of hand. A change of this magnitude seems impossible to do. but together. Oh, together. Together we can make a change. The near or far will make the change. We'll build a world of harmony, build a world of unity. To everyone we'll lend a hand, we'll show them that for peace we stand. We vow to live in love together. We will make a change. This song goes out to you and everyone we treasure. It speaks to how we make a difference where we are. It says we are not alone. We are many, we are strong. And together, oh, together we can make a change. No near or far, we'll make a change. We'll build a world of harmony, build a world of unity. To everyone we'll lend a hand, we'll show them that for peace we stand. We vow to live in love together. We can make a change. We'll tear down the walls of fear and doubt. Whatever it takes, we'll work it out. Together we can make a change. Though near or far, we'll make the change. We'll build a world of harmony, build a world of unity. To everyone we'll lend a hand, we'll show them that for peace we stand. We vow to live in love together. We can make a change. Oh, together we can make a change. Though near and far, we'll make a change. We'll build a world of harmony, build a world of unity. To everyone we'll lend a hand, we'll show them that for peace we stand. We vow to live in love together. We can make a change. We vow to live in love together. We will make a change. We vow to live in love together. We will make a change.
Elevation. So again, my name is Lance Rath. I've been hanging around the center for about a dozen years, and Dr. Pat's on a Alaskan vacation cruise, and she asked me to step in for one of the guest speaker spots. So that's why I'm here in front of you today. Dr. Pat likes to do a moment of breathing together, and I'm going to take advantage of copying that right now. So if you'd like, we'll do kind of just 3 breaths together. Thank you. So, my talk title today is Better Together. The importance of connection in an interconnected world. And I thought to myself, what the heck does that even mean? So, I'll start with this idea of an interconnected world. And the first thing I thought of was technology, the internet. I was born before the internet existed, but I grew up as a teenager learning about it and using it. And at this point in time, in our current world, we can literally text message, voice call, video conference, take a look at some picture that someone wants to send us in real time to anybody in the world. And that to me is truly amazing. We all take it kind of for granted, I think, at this point now, but it is truly amazing. A good example of an interconnected world. But I'll also maybe talk about something a little bit more basic. So, oxygen. Where does oxygen come from? Plants, thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. And plants provide oxygen, but in order to do so, they depend on water, they depend on good soil, they depend on the sun, carbon dioxide, and so many other factors. And when one of those elements is reduced or eliminated, every living being on this planet suffers. That is an interconnection of our world. And the more that we look into this and study it as scientists or just as people, the more we realize that not only is no man an island, but so is no tree, no plant, and no creature, no matter how big or small. Truth is, I could talk for 2 days straight about the relationships and dependencies and interconnectedness of all the living things on our planet, and I'd barely scratch the surface. The good news for you, though, is I'm not going to do that today. I just trust that you get my point, that we live in an intricately interconnected world. I practiced saying that like 10 times. It's not easy. I should have written something different. We are all of the one, the universe. We're all of love. We're all a part of the great consciousness. It's a big concept, but on a practical level, it seems really obvious. We are in an interconnected world. So I'm going to give you a fairly more recent discovery of interconnection from a book I read called Finding the Mother Tree. It's a fantastic book written by Suzanne Simard. It is part autobiography, part science journal, part hero's journey, and if you look for it, it has a fair bit of spirituality in it. The book is also a story about following one's soul. But I'm not going to talk about any of those today. Instead, I'm going to focus on one small part where she unfolds through science and research and controlled studies and various other research methods to show just how intricately interconnected a forest is. And not just as most people may already know with the relationships between the plants and the trees and the animals, often referred to as an ecosystem. No, she digs much deeper and shows just how trees specifically and intentionally talk to each other. How they nurture, support, and grow in order to thrive, to stave off disease and harsh environmental changes, to pass nutrients between each other. And I want to emphasize, not by chance, but intentionally. The book begins in the 1970s right here in Canada, where the forestry industry practiced a thing called free to grow. In a nutshell, the idea was that after a logging company clear-cut a forest, it was to be reforested. Good idea. But more specifically, to replant only one specific species of tree, whatever was the most valuable cash crop at the time, and literally kill off anything else that could grow, be it wildflowers, other trees, shrubs or bushes, even grass. The premise being, if there was no competition for resources like light or water or soil nutrients from other plants, the trees should thrive. What she discovered is that this was actually not working the way people thought. When just one type of tree was planted and everything else was killed off, the newly planted forest did not thrive and grow like it was thought it would. So she went on to spend decades trying to discover the reasons why. So I'll just point out real quick, this is a woman scientist in the 1970s trying to show the establishment that what they were doing was not working. How well do you think that went over? But let's look at what she did discover. Basically, through various fungal networks deep in the soil called mycorrhizal, the trees in a very real way talk to each other. They also pass on nutrients. They support one another through transferring sugars, carbon, energy, and of course water. In her forest replanting experiments of a clear-cut area, the trees that were planted in a more intentional way to add and encourage variety, especially when leaving an older pre-existing tree out of the clear-cut process and left to stand, and then replanting around that tree, that forest was much more likely to grow larger and stronger trees and do so more quickly. So it's just a little visualization of it. And the way the mycorrhizal fungi work is they actually connect all the roots of all the trees, and that's the network in which everything flows. When reading the book, I was taken aback at just how plainly she explains the importance of the healthy interconnectedness of all the individuals involved. Yes, each plant absolutely grows individually, but they also all support one another to grow together. They are connected. I give you this information to emphasize that we absolutely live in a deeply and multi-layered interconnected world. And when the connections are severed, the ability of life to grow and thrive is greatly diminished. As you may know, a couple of weeks ago, we planted over 850 trees and other plants just outside the door over here. And several of the concepts that Suzanne Simard wrote about were incorporated into what we did. For example, a variety of plants were put in, not just one type. And one of the members of the steering committee even went out to an established forest and took some of the deeper soil from that area, and a little bit of that was used to add into each hole when we planted the new plants in the tiny forest. Why did we use that little bit of soil? It was to get the mycorrhizal fungi established and more quickly create that communication and nutrient network between the trees. Pretty neat. In other words, to connect them. So I asked myself, what does connection even mean? And I came across a few quotes. I'll give you this one. Connectedness. One thing leads to another, often in unexpected ways. I kind of thought about that, and I'm like, a couple months ago, I read this book about mycorrhizal fungi that I've never heard of before, and 2 months later, I'm using it to plant a forest. That was just talk about in unexpected ways. I like this one. When we help another, we are helped. If we harm another, we harm ourselves. Perhaps harder to grasp, if we harm ourselves, we harm the whole universe. And I'll just let you sit on that one for a moment. And I also came across this one. As I reflected in my bed about this day's event, of creatures small and great you see, a change I underwent. I felt a part of something grand beyond what I can see. I felt a part of everything, and everything of me. And boy, did I hear feedback from those who were part of the tree planting event that ties into that little poem. I'm going to read you an excerpt from one of our newer members who sent this in without me even asking. In my ongoing quest to find happiness and peacefulness, I joined a spiritual group. A volunteer call-out was made to help plant a tiny forest, and I jumped at the opportunity. Many volunteers showed up to plant several hundred native to Alberta trees and shrubs. Ceremonial blessings were shared by members of our group, by leaders of the Indigenous community, by sapling donors, and by guests. It was a perfect day for the well-organized activity. The sun shone brightly, the wind blew gently, and the volunteers worked diligently. There was little conversation within the groups as we enjoyed our individual presence in our individual moments. and our hearts filled with joy and pleasure as we helped our tiny space fill with the saplings. Nearing the middle of the planting, I heard the piercing call of a hawk. Looking towards the pale blue sky, I saw two hawks circling with their winged feathers spread as they coasted around our place. It was as though they were offering their approval to our tiny forest project. I must say it was a beautiful experience seeing so many individuals work harmoniously as each person performed their assigned tasks in the orchestrated group. There were no complaints, and when I looked around, I saw the faces that were focused, content, and proud of their work. When I left, I noticed my heart was filled with joy. I had taken advantage of an opportunity in making a tiny contribution to our center, a tiny contribution to our tiny forest, and an enormous feeling of satisfaction and appreciation for being part of the project. Thank you, Corrine, for sending that in. You summed up in that small note the importance of connection in an interconnected world. You basically wrote my talk for me. So as a side note, the two hawks she referenced are part of the family of Swainson's hawks that have nested near the center for at least as far as I've been paying attention, about 5 years now. And this is a picture of one of them. Dr. Pat has named the returning mating pair Ernest and Hazel. And if you want to know what a Swainson's hawk sounds like, just like Corrine mentioned happened on that day, it's like this. So I took that little video of their two most recent offspring from this year. And Corrine, I can tell you that you were not the only one to notice those hawks flying around overhead on planting day, nor were you alone in thinking that it certainly seemed that they were giving their approval for our tree planting project. So are you picking up what I'm trying to put down here so far? Connections, seeing the connections in our lives, honoring them, building them, maintaining them. Connection brings with it joy, pleasure, harmony, community, abundance, satisfaction, belonging, happiness, and peace. So how to build or create connection in one's life? There's kind of a little famous one-liner from Ramana Maharshi, and he was asked, how should one treat others? And his answer was, there are no others. So that talks a little bit kind of about the golden rule. Treat others as you yourself would like to be treated. Dr. Pat did a talk on that a while ago now. You can go on our YouTube channel and check it out. I recommend it. But it's also more than just the golden rule to live life by. It is a scientific and universal fact. Sure, it's a paradox because we're all unique individuals on our own journeys. And yet, we are all of the same species. We are all humans being. We all live on this same finite space that we call this planet Earth. We are all made of the same stuff. And we all interact and exchange with one another. And of course, most of all, we are all of the one. What I would really like for you to take away from this talk is simply that we, individually and the collective we, are better together. A couple months ago, I had an event in my life that blindsided me and was quite heartbreaking. It was a moment of disconnection. And during this, my friends and family were 100% there for me. So many face-to-face hugs and conversations and just listening. I felt blessed, and it supported me to get clarity and to grow. And although it was me relaying my painful event and engaging in connection with my friends and family, I was not the only one who grew and felt more at ease and had love shine through. It was in the sharing that growth and love transcended just me. That is also connection. There's been a rather famous quote from Johann Hari that you may have heard. The opposite of addiction isn't sobriety, it's connection. Now, there's some debate on that, of course. Perhaps it's a little bit too simple a statement, but I love the sentiment. And not just connection between people, as I've shared an example of from my own life. I've heard from several people who confided in me that in their darkest periods of loneliness and despair, and yes, even addiction, it was a pet or a special place, just as often as a person, through which they found the will and choice to keep living and move forward. Connection in an interconnection world in which we already exist can take place anywhere and with any living person or place or animal. So I took a look at the connection in my own life. I'm like, how am I doing? And I realized that for me, I'm pretty fortunate. I've got a good set of connections going on in my life. I've got a tiny family. I've raised 2 kids over the last couple decades in my life. And today they're even in the audience to hear me. And that is certainly connection. I have amazing friends who listen, who sometimes give advice, and who I have great talks with, and of course, a lot of fun. And again, I'm blessed. There's a few of them in this room. I have 2 cats, Jack and Tim. Might sound silly, but I also call them the good boys. And trust me on this, their morning routine with me and all the other kind of weird cat things that they do is also connection. As you may already know about me, I absolutely love to hit the forests or get out into the mountains and either have a good hike or a long wander. It's less tangible to describe, but there's connection there too, more of a feeling and a sense than anything else. But I can be out there and absolutely know that in the lack of human chatter and simply being in that space, there's a connection too, where I feel that I am of that environment. I am of the universe. And now we have a tiny forest out back here behind me, and I certainly see it as a place where hopefully some of you may feel a connection to the land and to nature or to self, and maybe even a place to feel connected to the all. If not this year, then next, or a decade from now, or decades from now. That's what I love about this tiny forest. So how to build connection? Well, let me give you a few simple ideas. Be with your family, or people so dear that they are regarded as family. Be with your friends and share. Share time, memories, experiences, and dreams. Share your fears. Hang out with an animal. It can be your pet, someone else's, maybe a magpie or a crow, whatever. In case you didn't know, there's a place in town, it's called the Cat Cafe. You pay $10 and you can hang out with cats for half an hour. I had a blast doing it. Go to and be in a special place. For me, it's nature, but maybe a library, a museum, whatever it looks like for you. And just simply be kind to others, even if all you can manage is to smile at a stranger. And lastly, intentionally connect with your higher power. That could look like meditation, prayer, yoga, whatever other spiritual practice you might find. So that's my list, but I truly believe that as unique aspects of the divine, we all have our own ways to feel connected. And I encourage you today to give your connections a little bit of extra boost. Treat yourself to a few minutes or more with a cat or a dog, maybe your significant other, or if nothing else, hang out for coffee after service today and just talk with somebody. Because better together ties down to this community of people gathered here, including those of you online. I've been a part of and active in this community for over a decade, and in that time that I have been in this ecosystem or forest called the Calgary Centre for Spiritual Living, I can honestly say that when I have pursued my own good within the good of this community, there has been so much joy, so much support, so much love, and all of it was shared. Meaning my own joy and love, but also a love and joy well beyond myself. That is connection amplified. That is connection squared. And for that, I feel especially grateful. Yes, better together indeed. You see, on paper, this community is simply a non-for-profit society that has bylaws and a legal standing. Yeah, it owns this building on this parcel of land in this city, but it relies completely on the participation of its members to exist. Planting trees, making coffee, greeting new people, passing the basket around, coming in to move chairs or set up for an event. The list of needed tasks is long. If I could ask, just out of curiosity, how many people are here today that participated in the tree planting event? Just raise your hand. Awesome. Love to see it. And that's just one example. We like to do social events in this community, conscious movie night, have a barbecue out in the parking lot, things like that. Crystal bowls, drumming. Again, it's the participation of our community that makes this what it really is. The members of this community are the Calgary Centre for Spiritual Living. Participation through giving, sharing, and connecting. It is special. And I wish to thank each of you for being here today so that I could connect with you in this way. So then, how to live? How to thrive in this concept of better together, of living in connection in an interconnected world? Well, I have to get at least one quote from Ernest Holmes in, so this is it. Because he answered this question really well. And I'll end my talk with this. But we are born to be happy, to be abundantly supplied with every good thing, to have fun in living, to consciously unite with the divine power that is around us and within us, and to grow and expand together forever. Thank you. Namaste. And I'll invite the band to come back on stage.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed day, and the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, "How do you do?" They're really saying, "I love you." I hear babies cry. I watch them grow, but they learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful world. It's a wonderful world. What a wonderful world. It's a wonderful, wonderful Oh yeah.
Give it up for Elevation. Amy Bishop on vocals and Oliver Miguel on the sax. All right, so it's time to talk about the circulation and giving. So you can support the center in many ways. E-transfer to office at calgarycsl.org. You can go on the website and you can join the Conscious Commitment Program, which basically means set up a monthly donation. So we will now pass the baskets around and sing a song. And today we're going to do, I guess I'll not do that yet. We'll do our affirmation first. So say it along with me if you like. I live in a universe of abundance, and as I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow. And all that I give returns to me multiplied abundantly. I am so blessed, and so it is. So today we'll go with I thank life for everything.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I thank life for everything. I thank life for everything. I thank life for everything.
awesome. Awesome. All right, do we have kids? Yeah, me. Come on up, Rachel.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
I was going to say, we're going to have to get extra donations if you keep going here.
I love it.
I'd accept that. Right in the waistband. Happy Sunday, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Just so everybody knows, when it comes to Fun Day, if we don't have kids join us by about 11 o'clock, then we, as a Fun Day teacher, can go ahead and start cleaning up. So if you do want to bring your kids, please make sure that they're here before 11, because then we have time to do instruction. So today there were a couple kids that came a little bit late, and I did make the decision not to have a Fun Day class just because there wasn't enough time. We would have just gotten settled into Circle and had to come in. So I do apologize to that for the parents that are here today. However, please keep bringing your kids. We love having them in Fun Day, and just a reminder, it is 4 and up. And there can be some exceptions made, but we really need to keep it to 4 and up. While I have your time, I'm going to highlight just a couple of kids' materials that we have available in the Soul Shop. There's a series of books. They are called The Invisible String and The Invisible Web. These teach kids about loss. They teach kids that when somebody passes away, there is still that invisible string that will always connect you. These are really, really good books with a lot of visual details that the kids really, really like. So if you're looking for books that talk about transitioning or about the things that keep us connected as a community, which I know we talked about today, The Invisible Web is a really good one as well, and that one is about how we have a web of community. We also have items in the Soul Shop available for kids that are not necessarily just books and reading. We have something called 365 Days of Happy. There's 365 days of something else I can't remember, but these ones are one little reading a day that kids can interact with, and it's an affirmation that they can keep in their mind. So it's a little bit less reading, a little more action-based on this one. And then we also have the I Am Powerful cards, which we get to use a lot in Fun Day. We'll often just pick one card. There's a beautiful picture with an affirmation, and then on the back there's some talking points. So if you're looking for materials to get kids involved with science of mind and with the ideas of law of attraction, the law of circulation and reciprocity, I really encourage you to look at some of the stuff that we have in the Soul Shop. Thank you for your time. Have a happy Sunday.
Thanks, Rachel. All right, so I guess we wrap things up here today. So if you'd like to stand up, and we'll do our usual, and for those that are new, this is our usual. So we'll go like this. And what I want you to think about is build up in your heart, in your soul, a sense of love. Just keep on building it, keep on building it. And then think of somebody or something that you want to send it out to, or just to the whole world, and whoosh. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Power keep it inside. Got the power, power, and my life's a crazy ride. I got the power, power, I'm full of possibilities. Powerful, 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 powerful me. Have a wonderful week, everyone.